What is up, my people? This is IceRestrict12 here, and today we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the story of every single character that has been officially confirmed so far for Mortal Kombat 1. Now, as you know, although it's called Mortal Kombat 1, this is really a continuation of Mortal Kombat 11. And some characters like Kenshi didn't really appear in Mortal Kombat 11 that much. Their last appearance was in Mortal Kombat X. So we are gonna go ahead and just do a quick recap of where the story left off for these characters. So when you get Mortal Kombat 1, you can jump right into the story and know exactly what's going on. Alright guys, so with that out of the way guys, if you like my videos, please go ahead and subscribe and let's get started. Very well guys, let's go ahead and get started. Now the very first character I want to talk about, it is Sub-Zero. Now Bihan in the form of Noob Saibot was last seen trying to protect the interests of Kronika and Shang Tsung's island. The first time he's there trying to protect the crown from Jax and his daughter, and the second time we see him, he's trying to protect, I believe, the crown as well from Raiden and Fujin this time. So really Mortal Kombat 11, he was just an enforcer for Kronika, you know, doing errands for her left and right. We see him at the Linkway assembly factory confronting Sub-Zero and just running a bunch of different errands, trying to kill different characters for Kronika and Mortal Kombat 11. Really not much to talk about, to be honest with you. He was just kind of a lackey of Kronika. Now the next one is Kenshi. Kenshi is interesting because the last time we see him actively is in Mortal Kombat X, where he's part of the group that is trying to stop Shinnok from coming back. He tries to stop Scorpion from killing Quan Chi, and then when Shinnok is released, he tries to stop him, and then he gets knocked out, and you know, we really don't see him again. But the very last time we see Kenshi is in Mortal Kombat 11 in the crypt. There's a part where you go into Goro's lair and you are looking for his blindfold, and you find him in Goro's lair. He seems to be pinned down by an I don't know if it's pronounced Oni or Ani, but it's kind of like a Japanese looking monster that has him by the shoulder pinned down, and then you see him with a sword in his chest just kind of laying on his back. He looks like a mummy, which means he's been dead for several years. There's like cobwebs and dust, and you know, he just looks petrified, and you're able to remove his blindfold and gain some of his powers. So canonically, I think in the last timeline, Kenshi died in Goro's lair. Maybe he was there to try to slay the Shokan prince, but who knows? They don't really give us much information other than that. Now Kitana is a sad one because she was the ruler of Outworld. Kotal Khan deemed her a better candidate to rule Outworld, so he gives up his kingship or emperorship, I guess, to Kitana, and now she's the new empress of Outworld, to which, you know, she tries to turn the realm around, you do better for the people, bring law, bring order, be more just, issue a new era. And then her mom defeats her, and after she defeats her, she reveals that she was never under any spell or any enchantment by Shao Kahn. She willingly killed her father Jared and followed Shao Kahn because she believed that Shao Kahn was, you know, really they had common goals basically. Sindel saw herself as almost divinity, and she wanted to be the ruler and rule with an iron fist and to be honored and receive worship. And Gerard was apparently a more, you know, a little bit of a humble man, and Shao Kahn, you know, being this proud conqueror ruler, was kind of like, all right, that's my kind of guy. So to prove her loyalty to Shao Kahn, she killed her husband, and she's been working for Shao Kahn the whole time. And then that, you know, kind of breaks Kitana's heart, who thought that her mother was under a spell this whole time. Then in the final fight, she defeats Kitana, and then Shao Kahn proceeds to break Liu Kang's legs. And then at the very end, there's this very moving scene where they're both laying on Karen's ship, and you can see Liu Kang try to reach for Kitana, and then Shao Kahn just like crushes Liu Kang's hand, and I believe that's when they break his legs, and then they ask, what are we gonna do with Kitana? Is like, put her in the ship. We're gonna keep her here so she can see and feel the struggles of defeat as they move forward to try to defeat the good guys and get the crown so they can rule. Now the very last, actually no, we have next Liu Kang. So Liu Kang is a very interesting one. Liu Kang and Raiden were meant to fight in every single timeline, with Raiden killing Liu Kang every single time. This happened many times through a bunch of different timelines, and then that's when Raiden realizes that he has been under the direct control of Kronika this whole time. No matter what actions he took, whether he embraced Shinnok's amulet, he rejected it, he tried to do this, he tried to do that, ultimately in every timeline he will end up fighting Liu Kang and killing him. So he says no more, this is going to be the last. He in the final fight this time, he decides to do something different. He fuses himself, Revenant Liu Kang, and past Liu Kang into one being, with past Liu Kang, the good one, the young one, kind of coming on top, absorbing the memories of Revenant Liu Kang and the godhood of Raiden. And then he proceeds to, move on, defeat Kronika, and then when Shang Tsung appears, he proceeds to defeat him as well. And then at the very end, he splits Raiden from within him, and Raiden now as a mortal goes like, this is for you to reshape the new era, and he's like, but I want to do it with you. And Raiden is like, well, if you want, I'll be your counselor going forward. I'll be here to offer my counsel. And that's where Mortal Kombat 11 ends. Now the next one, it is Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung goes back in time, and there's a really cool scene where he arrives and he's like, "Seize before you doom us all." And he explains to God of Fire and Thunder, Liu Kang, that if he tries to reshape a new era using the sands of time without the crown, he will break the hourglass. So they go into this whole quest to find the crown. Liu Kang from the very beginning knows that Shang Tsung is plotting something, because again it's Shang Tsung, and he kind of lets things develop. Even though his friends get killed, he will bring him back in the new era. And at the very end, once Shang Tsung gets the crown, he first betrays the good guys, Fujin, Raiden, all these guys. He betrays them, absorbs their soul, moves on, and then he seems to be serving Shao Kahn and Sindel. And then at the very end, again, Shang Tsung being Shang Tsung, betrays them as well, takes their power, absorbs their souls, moves on, defeats Kronika, and as he attempts to reshape the sands of time, guess who appears and says the same exact words? "Seize before you doom us all." And it's Liu Kang this time who arrives, and he goes like, "I knew what you were gonna do the whole time, and I'm here to stop you." And then you're given the choice to either fight as Shang Tsung or Fire God Liu Kang. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I pick Shang Tsung. I pick the bad ending, and then you beat him, and then you become a god. You become like an elder god, and then you see Fujin and Raiden kind of they show up, and they're like, yeah, the taking of the realms is going as planned, because now they're your servants. But if you pick Liu Kang, which then I went back and did that, then yes, you defeat Shang Tsung, and then that's where Liu Kang goes back in time. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. From his point of view, he goes forward in time, meets the great Kung Lao, who he chooses as the protector of Earth, and he trains him, which is really cool. Very well, guys, and the next character I want to talk about, it is going to be Johnny Cage. Now, after Johnny Cage was rescued from the Black Dragon, Raiden magically healed his wounds, and then back in Karen's ship, where Sindel and Shao Kahn were fighting everybody, Cassie Cage and Sonya, they try to fight him as well. They are all defeated, including Johnny Cage, and then all three of them are taken away, and that is really the last time we see Johnny Cage. We really don't see much what happened after that. Now, the next one, it is going to be Kung Lao. Now, Kung Lao, he was also defeated on the ship by Shao Kahn and Sindel's forces, and funny enough, they throw his hat into the Sea of Blood, and then they throw him into the Sea of Blood as well. Now, if you don't remember the Sea of Blood from Mortal Kombat 11, that is where Geras was thrown into, and it is said that the Sea of Blood is bottomless. So if you're thrown in there, you're just doomed to fall for eternity. There is no bottom. And the reason they explain that is because Geras is supposed to be immortal. So he's just doomed to fall for eternity, which honestly, that is a fate worse than death, if you ask me. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be Melina. Now, Melina is a fan favorite, and I can see why. She has a really cool backstory, and just her attitude and her moves are really cool. Now, Melina, she wasn't canonically in Mortal Kombat 11. Her last canonical appearance was in Mortal Kombat X, where she goes into Kotal Khan's camp. She's trying to steal Shinnok's amulet from him, and she is intercepted by Cassie Cage and Devora, where she is defeated. Then she's brought up in front of Kotal Khan. Kotal Khan, he he does not deem her worthy of being executed by him, so he has Devora do the deed, and it is one of the craziest fatalities we've ever seen in Mortal Kombat, where Devora proceeds to give her a very passionate kiss, which is filled with bugs and insects, which eat her from the inside out. It is very gnarly, but it is also kind of cool. Now the next one, it is Scorpion. Now Scorpion, same thing. He was in the Fire Garden with Sub-Zero, Raiden, with all these other guys when Kronika showed up. And you know, of course, they're all frozen in time except for Fujin and Raiden, who are gods themselves. They defeat Kronika, she, you know, bounces, and that's where Fujin lets them know, you know, what's going on, what happened on his past timeline, and the whole group, you know, make a plan to go into the Netherrealm and get Karen's forces and march to Kronika's keep. And that is really the last time we see Scorpion Hanzo Hasashi, you know, in this new era, in this new timeline. Now, the very last one we're going to talk about, guys, it is Raiden. And Raiden, really, I just kind of explained what happened to him, because his story and that of Liu Kang really go hand with hand. Last time we saw him, he had that realization where in every single timeline, Kronika made him and Liu Kang fight, with him killing Liu Kang, and he said no more. So they devised a way to work around it. He came together with Revenant Liu Kang, past Liu Kang, and himself. His godly powers were poured into Liu Kang, and at the end they split up, with Raiden being a human now and offering his counsel as the new God of Fire and Thunder. Liu Kang proceeds to reshape history, which is gonna give us Mortal Kombat 1, the restart of everything. So in this one, you know, Raiden, he is, you know, I want to say he probably is this wise, you know, very good planner, very intelligent guy. He has all this experience from his past self, probably, minus the godhood, the crazy powers that he had before. So he still has electrical powers, he's still able to use thunder and lightning during combat, but I bet he won't have all the broken stuff, like, you know, being able to travel through realms, and just his martial prowess probably won't be the same as it used to. Alright guys, so that is a quick summary of where the stories of every single character that has been revealed so far left off. That way, when you boot up that, you know, that console and you get ready to play Mortal Kombat 1 story mode, you kind of know where every character is coming from. All right, guys. But yeah, let me know what you think of all these characters. You know, is there anybody that you want to see in the new roster? And if I miss anything, please let me know in the comment section. It's been a minute since I played the games, and I had to do a quick recap online, going to the Mortal Kombat wiki and just really digging deep into all the games I played and try to like get bits and pieces of where the story left off and try to give you guys as best as possible a complete picture of where the story is at the moment. All right, guys, so with that out of the way, guys, thank you for checking this video. If you like my videos, please, you know, don't doubt, subscribe, like, and I'll be catching you in the next one.